Yes. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think what it's doing is taking. Yo, I know my jinxed it. I jinxed it. I jinxed it. Real quick, I want to make sure it's coming from the mic and not my headset. So hold on, hold on. Yeah, hold on. It's messed up here. Hold on, hold on. You know what? We gonna do this.
All right, y'all. All right, how about now? Still sounding robotic? Still sounding robotic? We good? We good? Yo, if it's not one thing, it's the other. I swear. I finally got the internet stuff worked out, and now we having mic issues. Yeah, it's my headphones. For some reason, when I turned my XM4s back on, it reverted the audio, like the mic pickup, from the XM4s instead of my Elgato Wave mic. I don't know why, so whatever. We just gonna take them off and we gonna keep it moving, yo. I was wondering what was going on with that, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm super happy. Main thing is I'm not dropping frames. Thank the Lord. Cause I had Spectrum out here. They did a bunch of stuff on there and on the back end, man. And then I had a technician come out and literally the technician came out, swapped out the modem. So I think so far everything's good, man. Like I said, no drop frames whatsoever. So, yo, I'm pretty happy. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. All right, cool, cool. Long as we good, yo. Long as we good, yo. But we're gonna have a dope show tonight, yo. I could finally kind of do what I wanted to do on the last live stream, man, with the Vivo unboxing. Cause like I said, the issue ended up not being OBS. So creators of OBS, if y'all out there, my bad. It was totally my internet. But yeah, so I could finally kind of, do it the way I want to do it and kind of get everything going. So should be pretty dope. Let me do something really quick. I'm just gonna do not disturb on the Pixel. That way you guys aren't hearing any of my notifications come in on the phone link app. All right, cool. But let's go ahead and get in the roll call, y'all. Like I said, we got a pretty jam-packed show tonight. Gonna talk a little bit of WWDC. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna rush through it for the most part because what I really want to talk about, what I really, really want to talk about is these two devices right up. Oh, hold on. See, time out, yeah. My bad, my bad. Yo, I swear on everything. I had it. Anyway, it's these two devices right here, yo. So Vivo X Fold and the Galaxy Fold 3, man. I really want to talk about it. Because like I said, I've been using the Vivo X Fold pretty extensively since I got it. And I've been using the Z Fold 3 since that came out last year. So both devices pretty extensively. And let me tell you, they are far closer when it comes to comparison. Because I remember telling you I wasn't really gonna do a comparison between the two really because I was like, well, the Vivo should be going up against the Fold 4. But I can tell you right off the bat, man, yeah, 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 with 100% certainty, you can compare these two devices. It is way closer than I even kind of gave it credit for. So we definitely gonna get into that. But let's go and get in a roll call. We got Johan was first. What's up, man? Hope everything is good with you, man. Hope everything is good with you. The homie Umar was going on, man. Hope everything's good with you too. And I was already in here jinxing that I wasn't gonna have any issues tonight, right? See, Umar told me, he's like, I don't jinx it, don't jinx it. Yo, Barry, what's up, my brother, man? Hope everything is good with you, man. Feels like it's been a minute since I talked to you, man. But hope everything is good with you, homie. Got T in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, my brother, what's going on, LaShawn? And this man right here is gonna be streaming tomorrow night, open mic night, aka the Ignite Hours. So make sure y'all go ahead and check him out. And make sure I show that man some love. He is hella close to 1,000 subs. So absolutely 110% deserves it, man. Let's get this man up there, yo. Facts. Jason C said, what's good? As we are live from Black Labs Jr. You already know, man. What's up, Jason? What's up? What's up? Shay, what's going on with you? Hope everything is good with you as well. A Tech Loving Mama's in the building. Hey. See, I know. He said, I told you, Ike, you would jinx it. I know. I know, man. Yo, Mike, what's going on, man? Hope everything is good with you, dog. Oh, man. You two got, yo, they do. They had me in a box. Satan has arrived. Yo, that's too funny, man. I can't wait to like go back and play the stream back, man, and like hear it. I love to do that and just laugh at myself, man. Like me and the missus, we legit be watching the live streams after and just be dying. She'd be like, "You are so slow." But it's all good, man. It's all good. Yo, Brad, what's going on, man? Yo, these lights are irritating my eyes like crazy. They probably a little, yeah, they a little red too. My bad, y'all. Got my allergies. Might need to pop some of the allergy reliefs because my eyes is getting a little irritated here. Yo, Me Tech, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, dog. I know it is like what super early in the morning over there, man. So appreciate you coming through, dog. Appreciate it. Yo, Rip Ray is in the building. What's up, man? Hope everything is good with you too, dog. Sep Dog said the demonic voice modulator is back. Facts. Yo, Sep Dog, I see your logo there, man. Looking good, dog. Looking good. Yo, Kenny man, what's up, man? Hope everything is good with you, dog. What's up? Hey. Damn, I wonder if y'all can hear that. Next door neighbors got their music going in the back. They jamming though. They jamming. I ain't even mad. Hey, El Jefe, what's up, man? What's going on with you, dog? Hope everything is good with you. Savage Scientist is in the building. Savage, what's up, my guy? What's up? Hey, Genosis, what's up, man? What's up? Hope everything is good with you, dog. Hope everything is good with you, man. All right, guys. So, got through roll call. We just gonna get right into it, man. WWDC has come and gone. So I want to know what you guys think. Just go ahead and drop that comment down there. Yo, Big John, what's going on, man? Hope everything is good with you too, homie. Go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know what you thought overall of the event. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of speed racer through it. In all honesty, man. It's not that it was underwhelming or I felt as though it was bad. You know, it was definitely solid. It was definitely solid. A nice software showcase. The new Macs, I'm honestly not gonna partake in that. I'm gonna hang on to my M1 MacBook Air, my M1 MacBook Mini. They're chugging along and absolutely killing it for me personally. So I'm not really tripping about it. But Hefe said, "What's WWDC? I'm here for the memes." Facts. But yeah, man. Like I said, overall, it was a pretty dope event. iOS 16 looks really solid, man. Some good improvements there. No, we didn't get split screen multitasking, which is what I was kind of hoping for. Like they could have just came out and just dropped the mic and said split screen multitasking, and I would have been 100%, happy with that, man. But it is what it is. What they did, show off and what they did give, bro, was legit. It was legit. It was good. So I can't be too mad at them. I feel like Apple's kind of at a point where they're not looking to throw in a bunch of crazy new features or really push iOS or really change it too much or anything like that. They're just trying to keep it, simple, add a little bit here, add a little bit there for their kind of hardcore fan base. And that's fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. They killing it from a reliability standpoint. So shout out to them. Yo, Big John, appreciate the $10 super chat, dog. Appreciate you. He said, get some coffee or something else. I definitely will do so, man. I appreciate you, homie. Umar said, I really didn't care about WWDC, but I noticed a pattern of the hardware. Yeah, like I said, the Midnight, yes, I think it's called Midnight, the colorway of the M2 MacBook Air look dope. I think it looks great, man. It's just, I from a value perspective, there's just no, I don't need it, right? Like I want, one, because I like the colorway and all that good stuff, but I don't need it. So I'm gonna hang out with what I got. It's gonna be tough not to buy, but I'm gonna hang out with what I got, man. I'm gonna hang out with what I got. So it should be all good. Brad said all we got were lock screens. I mean, it seems that way just because that's kind of like what they mainly, spent a lot of time focusing on. But there is like some under the hood tweaks and stuff like that. So like I said, I'm cool with it for the most part. I do feel like they put a lot of kind of features that were like kind of, I'm not gonna say major, but like some good quality of life stuff. They kind of buried that in the update, like the haptic feedback in the keyboard. They should have been had that, man. But it's dope that they got it now. You know, improved voice dictation is really, really dope, especially if you're coming from something like the Pixel, which has like crazy good voice dictation. So it's good to see them trying to improve on that type of stuff. Man, you can finally unlock with Face ID landscape. I've been talking about that for years, man. Years. iPads have been able to do that forever. So I don't know what Apple was doing with that one, but like I said, man, it's good that it's finally here. That's all that matters in the end. Doesn't matter who did what first, as long as these features are finally here on the platform, man. Because if we going off of who did what first, everybody copying off of WebOS. Long live the king, because WebOS was definitely ahead of its time, right? So, like I said, me personally, man, I gotta say, it was definitely a dope event overall. I really like the new CarPlay stuff. I'm just not ready to upgrade my car for it, but the new CarPlay stuff looked so clean, man. It literally looked like they was like, okay, Google, you better not go off. But it looked like they were like, you know, okay, Google, whatever, you know. I see you guys just updated Android Auto because, you know, Google got their update coming out for Android Auto here shortly. And it seems like they was like, look, bruh, we getting ready to take it to a whole nother level. Hold my beer, because it's looking pretty crazy. Now, some people were saying some of those features Android Auto has already had. I can say in my car in particular, I get the traditional Android Auto screen, so I don't have that. I kind of tuned out because I was watching the event and working at the same time. I kind of tuned out the watch stuff. The Apple Watch has always been fine for me, man. It's just like a notification hub. Mac OS has always done more than enough in terms of what I needed to do, so I didn't really tune in for those. iPad OS seems solid. The whole kind of locking behind the paywall though on the M1 for the stage center or center stage, whatever it's called, I was kind of like, Apple, come on now, y'all could have gave that at least to the iPads with the A12Z. Like, y'all could have at least given it to those and up, but hey, it is what it is. How else are you gonna get people to upgrade to those M1 chip or those M1 equipped iPads, man? So it is what it is, man. We all already know how Apple does at this point. But like I said, overall, I think it was a pretty solid event. Yeah, just, you know, if you're heavy in the Apple ecosystem, you got more great features, things that kind of keep you, you know, in and loving your Apple products. If you're somebody who's on the Android side, there's honestly, in my opinion, not much there. In terms of converting you. And if you're somebody like me who plays around with everything, you're going to continue to play with everything anyway. So it don't really matter. But yeah, man, overall, solid event. Definitely a solid event though. M1 is more than enough for the mainstream. M2, in my opinion, is for new time buyers. Exactly, Genosis. Exactly. I think it's the same way as how we look at phones. Like, if you got an iPhone 12, the iPhone 13 in a lot of ways just wasn't, you know, worth the upgrade. Like, the value wasn't really worth the upgrade. I think M1 to M2 is going to be the exact same, man. Xiaomi would like to discuss the iOS lock screen. Yo, the super wallpapers. Me Tech tweeted and I was like, super wallpapers. I was so excited, dude, because I love the super wallpapers from Xiaomi. Those things are absolute fire. I'm hoping that Apple incorporates something with the always on display that they're gonna do for the 14 Pro. Incorporate some aspect of that wallpaper with that, because like Xiaomi, you get that like that same super wallpaper experience from the always on display to the lock screen to the home screen, and the animation is just as smooth, just as flow. Right now it's even smoother in my opinion because iOS 16 is in beta. But yeah, super dope, man. I'm looking forward to the finalized iOS 16, seeing what Apple does, what Apple brings. You know, who knows. M2 will be introduced in the Air Mini Mac 24-inch in year 1 and M2 Pro ever. Yeah, I definitely think M2 Pro is coming later down the line too, man. We already know how it goes. That MacBook Pro with M2 is the dumbest Mac. I think so too. It's kind of weird to me because I was like, wait. Why would you get that over, you know, a spec'd out M2 MacBook Air? Like why would you do that? Because you're getting the updated design and all of that stuff with the Air, but the 2 or with the Pro, it was kind of like, like it just kind of threw me off a little bit. But hey, it is what it is. Mac multitasking is wicked. Yeah, man, I love multitasking on Mac as well, dude. Xiaomi is like, yo, facts, facts. Yo, Ish, what's up, my brother? Hope everything is good with you, homie. He said, let's be honest, man. iOS playing catch up. No, I definitely think in some regards they definitely are. I will say in some regards though, like to play devil's advocate, when it comes to like the whole like the ecosystem play, man, they killing it. The whole not even having to download any third-party software, you just lock your iPhone into your Mac and the webcam starts, like that type of stuff, man. It's still leading the pack in my opinion. Like you can definitely do it on Android with, you know, Windows and stuff like that. Like you could definitely do it. I'm not saying you can't, but the fact that it's built in natively, no setup necessary. Just bring your iPhone close to your Mac, strap it up with one of those little Belkin adapters that are probably gonna cost $100, $200, and boom, your iPhone is now your Mac's webcam, right? I just think that stuff like that is dope when it's native, right? So like I said, I definitely feel like in a lot of regards, yeah, they are playing catch up, but I do want to give Apple praise for the stuff that they absolutely nail. And when it comes to ecosystem devices doing things together, cool and fancy, they absolutely kill it in that regard, man. WebOS and Windows Phone. Yeah, I never was super crazy about Windows Phone personally, but WebOS, man, absolutely love it, dog. Absolutely love it. Yo, Drew, what's up, man? Everything's going good on this end, dog. I'm doing good on this end. I know you were sick, dude. How you feeling? Everything good? Like me and Drew was sick. I think it was last week, and we both were sick at the same exact time. It was crazy. I think we both had that same flu, man. But yeah, dude, everything's good on this end, bro. I think the MacBook Pro 13 is on its last leg. Long live the 14 inch. Facts, facts, facts. You already know. He said debating on throwing the beta on the Mac Studio, enjoying iOS. I'm enjoying it on the iPhone too. Like it hasn't been super buggy. It's been, you know, for the most part pretty stable and stuff like that. Only thing I can say I've ran into is Microsoft Teams is just constantly crashing. But they'll probably push out an update somewhere between now and the next few weeks to kind of squash that out. So it is what it is. It's a beta. I kind of expect these things. It is what it is. iOS just waits for everyone else to fail so they can get it right. I know people that didn't mess with LG because of the LG. Yeah, no, I do think that there's a lot of that where they're kind of chilling and they're like, let's kind of see, you know what I'm saying, how this plays out, and then we'll come in and do our own thing and kind of throw our own spin on it. Apple definitely does that a lot. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It seems to be working in a lot of regards, but you know, it is what it is, man. Yo, Easy, what's up, man? Hope everything is good with you, dude. Drew said, "Oh man, it was brutal. Flu for me and the youngest, and wife had COVID somehow, but we're all good. Yeah, man. I'm glad to hear. Hope everything is good with the fam too, dog. That's crazy. That is insanity, dog. Yo, Johan, I got you, dog. It's all good. It's all good. All right, yo. So I honestly think that that's I'm gonna say enough in terms of the WWDC talk, just because, like I said, for me personally, man, like the event was dope. It was cool. I enjoyed it, but what I really want to talk about, man, is this Fold 3 and this Vivo X Fold, bro. Cause like this is so extensive, bro. I had to bring up some. I had to write down some bullet points, man. I had to write down some bullet points to make sure that I didn't skip anything that I wanted to talk about. Let me grab those real quick, man, and we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna throw these right up here. Right up here. All right, and I'm just gonna check and see real quick if my um top down cam, because for some reason it wasn't trying to play nice. But let me see something, guys. Y'all not crazy. The screen is black. I know. Let's do that. No. Let's do that. No. Yeah, I don't know why the ZV1 is out here playing games, yo. Alright. See, I swear, guys, if it ain't one thing, it's another. We still gonna get into it regardless, man, but kind of stinks because I kind of had this set up the exact way I wanted it, man. Is this on the right input? Could that be why? All right, let me try one thing here, yo. Okay, so it's not that. Okay. Yeah, we might not be able to get top down going. Let me turn off the ZV1 and turn it back on. Mm-mm-mm. I swear, y'all would never think that I actually test any of this stuff before I go live. I know. Even though I be going crazy, and the missus be like, "Okay, babe, it's time to come to bed." It's like 12:30 in the morning, and you're still playing with tech stuff, and I'm just like, "Yeah, babe, but I gotta make sure I get this stuff right." Okay, that's kind of making me mad. I'm gonna have to figure that out off cam. Why is this giving me so many problems? All right, guys, I'm gonna try one thing really quick. I will be right back in a second. Right back in a second. I'm muted. My bad. All right, now we're gonna get into it. Yo, I swear. Yo, if people didn't know me, they would swear. They would swear that I don't test this stuff, man. Audio back, right? Yeah, we good? Okay, cool. Yeah, I tapped it to mute it and forgot to unmute it. My bad, y'all. But anyway, so Z Fold 3, Vivo X Fold, literally got everything listed down into bullet points, right? And I'm literally just gonna kind of cover every aspect that I can think of, right? So first, I want to talk design hardware, right? Now, a lot of people are gonna be right off the bat, Vivo X Fold, and I think in most regards on how you would look at a foldable, Vivo's definitely kind of taken Samsung's lunch money a lot in that regard. I definitely got to give them credit where credit is due in that respect. But I will say the Vivo X Fold, like actually having used it, is definitely a significant amount heavier. Like thicker, yeah, but we kind of expected that. But heavier. Now, when you're kind of out and about walking around, you don't notice as much because your kind of palm is kind of, holding it, so it doesn't feel, gravity's kind of helping. You got your whole palm, whatever, right? But like if I'm like lying in bed sideways, and this would be so much easier to show with the overhead camera, but of course technology don't want to work right. But anyway, yeah, like I said, you could definitely notice the difference between the two in terms of the heft. Like it's definitely significant, right? And it kind of made me, yo, Mims, what's up, man? Hope everything is good with you, dog. It kind of made me appreciate Samsung a little bit for going thinner, lighter, right? Because it's like, okay, if you are carrying this around, like I said, it's a fair bit heavy, and that's definitely gonna be subjective. Some people don't care. They like, look, give me the biggest, heaviest, foldable you can give me. I want it all, right? But there are going to be those people that are like, yeah, I do want a foldable that, something that folds into a tablet. But at the same time, I also don't want to feel like my pants is kind of being tugged at a little bit either. Right. So it's definitely one of those things where it's like you got to take that into account. So I definitely want to talk about the weight aspect. Now, just in terms of design, obviously, I think the Vivo is designed a little bit better just in general too. Now, I won't say 100%, right? Biggest reason I say that is because of IP water resistance. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with IP water resistance because it's like, okay, it's dope that your phone has it. Yo, Lewis, what's up, man? Hope everything is good with you. It is dope that your phone has water resistance, but if by some chance something happens to it because of a water related issue, the manufacturer don't cover it. So it's kind of like IP resistance kind of became this thing in my head where it was like, it's kind of like I'm just checking a box a little bit, like, because if anything does happen because of water, because maybe your water resistant sealed failed or something, whatever the case may be, the manufacturer's not gonna cover it anyway. So it's kind of like, okay, well, what's kind of the point, right? So like I said, in that regard, I mean, it is dope that I can still get this wet, because obviously this doesn't have any IP rating. But like I said, I obviously still have to give that to the Fold. But like I said, from a design perspective, I do feel like Vivo has them, but I don't want to say, yeah, exactly, Lewis. Water resistance, not waterproof. Exactly. So, like I said, I can't just give Vivo 100% like the runaway, because like I said, there are some aspects where I do like how light this feels, right? Especially when I've got used to carrying around the Vivo Fold. So, yo, Shark FinTech, what's up, man? Hope everything is good with you too. Now, talking fingerprint sensors, we'll go ahead and move on to that. Z Fold 3 physical ultrasonic on the Vivo right here. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of prefer it in the display, dog. I kind of prefer it in the display, and I didn't think I would. I thought I was gonna want to rock with the physical more, but I like. Mem said I need a little heft with my phones, but I like having it built into the display. I think that that's really really clean. And then with the Vivo as well, when you register it for the front screen, it's also registered on the inside too, so you don't have to register your fingers twice. I thought that that was a really dope attention to detail, right? So super clean. The ultrasonic fingerprint sensor is crazy fast. I don't know what type of, I know that they're not using the one that's in the hey Gigi, what's going on? I know that they're not using the one that's in like the IQ and the X80 Pro. I know that they're not using that, but it still feels just as fast though. So I don't know. Like I said, it's definitely, that one is gonna be preference. Umar, you said, why do I personally prefer the in display? Mainly because when I have the phones, and I swear I wish my top down was working tonight, man, because it's so much easier to show this stuff rather than trying to describe it to you. So if I have both phones laying down, on the table, screen up, with the Vivo, I can literally just put my finger on the fingerprint sensor and you know what I'm saying? I'm done. I'm in. With my Fold, I have to kind of reach for it and grab it and unlock it with my thumb, right? So it's just a little bit easier to just throw your finger on the fingerprint sensor, just boom, I'm in, right? And then with the other physical fingerprint sensors that were on like the back of phones, like the old Pixels and stuff like that, you had to pick up the phone to unlock it, right? And for me, like, maybe I just want my phone to sit on my desk. Maybe I got it on a wireless charging stand and I don't want to have to reach all the way over, pick it up, unlock it, then put it back. Ultrasonic in display, I can just reach over, tap it real quick, and I'm in, right? Now, if you're gonna have an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, it's gotta be on point. If you're gonna have one in the display, it has to be on point. Because if it's not on point, then you kind of get all the complaints we got with the Pixel 6 series, right? So I gotta say, fingerprint sensor, me personally, I'm preferring Vivo's in display versus Samsung's physical. Now, that's not to take anything away from Samsung's physical fingerprint sensor, because it does what it's intended to do with no problems whatsoever. It's fast, everything. I'm good. I'm in there, right? So, like I said, nothing to take away and make it seem like it's bad. It's really good. I just personally prefer the ultrasonic. Next up, let's see. Volume slider. I don't know why more Android manufacturers don't do that. And don't worry if you a fan of the Fold. Trust me, I'm for damn sure gonna get into the aspects where the Fold is Vivo. We gotta have a talk kind of situation. But anyway, alert volume slider. I don't know why more manufacturers don't do that. I don't know if Vivo has it on their other phones. I don't think they do. Maybe they'll look into it now because it's kind of popping off with this. But yo, the alert slider is so fire. Like OnePlus has it on their devices. I've talked about it on my, in my OnePlus coverage. iPhones have obviously had it since the beginning. I've talked about that forever as well. So super dope. Love the alert slider. We could talk about charging too, man. Speakers, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like speakers is about the same. I don't try to go in depth with speakers because I always wear wireless earbuds and I kind of call it a day. So I can't really go too in depth with the speakers. They both sound great to me in my opinion. But charging, man, charging. And this will kind of lead into battery. The charging is just so much better on the Vivo. And the thing about, like, because a lot of people will say, well, I don't want to, nuke my battery longevity or anything like that. Yeah, Mims, I think OnePlus is the only other manufacturer that has it. Barry said that's the only one that has the alert. Yeah, I want Vivo to do that on all their phones. I think that'll be fire if they did that on all their phones. But like I was saying, when it comes to charging, a lot of people be like, oh, well, I don't want my phone to charge at 80 watts or 120 watts because you're gonna destroy your battery and this and that and the third. Yo, Doodle, what's up, my guy? And I know a lot of people are gonna say that, right? But the thing for me is when it comes to foldables, for the most part, versus like normal slap phones, the battery life is just not gonna be as good. When it comes to battery life on both of these, I do notice that the standby on the Vivo is absolute fire. Like if I just kind of have it sitting chilling, I'm not on my phone right now because maybe I'm at the PC or whatever. Yo, my blah blah blah. I can't even talk. Maestro Tech, what's going on, dude? Hope everything is good with you. I lead in with love. The heat about to come. Man, stop it. Not at all. But there's definitely some areas where I feel like Samsung is still king, dog. I honestly do. I feel like it's some areas where Samsung is still king. Now they may be subjective to me because that's how I use a foldable, but I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So, like I was saying with the charging, yeah, Vivo is absolutely killing them with the charging, man. And it's like the thing is, foldable battery life just isn't as good as slabs right now. Like I'm not even talking about 13 Pro Max because that's kind of where everybody's head goes like immediately. I'm not talking 13 Pro Max battery life. I'm even talking about Pixel 6 Pro or S22 Ultra. Like, I can take any of those three phones, the 13 Pro Max, the Pixel 6 Pro, the S22 Ultra. I could take any of those to a trip to Universal, to Disney, whatever. Take a bunch of photos and videos. Use the theme park applications for navigation throughout the park, or to see ride times, to see the pictures that like. Because like when you go on Disney and some Universal rides, as you're going on the ride, they take the little pictures of you. I can literally be refreshing constantly and looking at all of that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like going heavy on those phones, or on phones when I take it out for like a theme park trip or whatever. And no foldable can last through that. My Fold 3 can't last through it. My Vivo, it did better than my Fold because the standby time. So like when I wasn't using it, it sips power a lot more than the Fold. I think a big part of that is because of the notification play, which I am going to talk about notifications as well. But it sips. Like this thing sips battery and standby. I want to say I left it on, not overnight, but like on my desk for like a hour or two. And I want to say I maybe lost like 1%. Like it sips battery life. But like I was saying though, the charging is so important because I can kind of forgive if the battery can't last, as long as a slab phone, if the charging speed is super fast. Because then, okay, I might use it all day. It might hit 6 or 7 o'clock and I'm like, dying and I got to go out later that night. Well, with the Vivo, I could just throw this on a charger for like 35, 40 minutes and I'm 100%. My Fold, I'm throwing this on the charger for, it's over an hour for sure. I want to say it's like maybe an hour and 10 minutes, hour, 15 minutes. And that might not seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but it's like, if your battery life isn't going to be as good, give me faster charging to kind of make up for that. Especially when you got a situation like with the Z Fold 4 where they're not even talking about buffing up the battery capacity. It's going to be the same battery, and hopefully the chip is more efficient, which history hasn't always been kind to that, right? So it's like if the battery life isn't super great, just give me super fast charging to kind of make up for that. I think that that's definitely somewhere I got to give praise to the Vivo and Fold. Y'all need to get the game together with that. Um, I was charging, that was battery. Displays. I guess I can talk about displays a little bit. So the Vivo display for me, absolute fire. I still think the Fold is a little bit brighter. Like I'm in Florida, so obviously, sunny, super sunny outside, whatever. The inside screen on my Vivo while we were out at Universal, I had a little bit of a tough time seeing it. It wasn't so bad where I was like cuffing the screen or anything crazy like that, but I definitely noticed the difference like when I'm using this phone versus like when I have my Fold. My Fold, it feels like it's gonna be just as bright as what I would get from like the S21 Ultra, because I think the S22 Ultra, they actually bumped up the brightness, but it feels plenty bright. I don't really have any issues in that regard, but I definitely do think that that's an area where Vivo could improve. Just make your screen brighter, easier to see for people like me who are in super bright, conditions and things like that. But once we get inside, I guess we can talk crease. Crease has never really bothered me on foldables, I guess, because I just understand it's like if you want something that's gonna do, fold like that, you're gonna have some type of crease. And it's like, even though the crease is like almost non-existent on the Vivo, it is definitely still a crease. Now if I rub my fingers over, over the crease, I definitely feel that it's less pronounced than the Z Fold 3 for sure. But again, crease is never something that really bothered me on any folding device, because I expect there to be some type of crease. I'm folding a whole display, right? It has to be some type of crease, right? So I guess people kind of anal about the whole crease and all that other good stuff. I'm gonna get into some of these comments real quick. I don't want y'all to think I'm leaving y'all hanging. I'm gonna need to stop. I'm gonna need you to stop gassing up Vivo. My wallet don't like what you saying. Yo, grab the excuse me. I know you was looking at either the X70 Pro Plus or the X80 Pro. Grab the X80, dude. I think, like I said, from everything I've seen, the thing looks fantastic. Like, it looks fantastic for sure. The companies are not going to put a super fast charger that is going to damage your phone. It is there for a reason, less charging because it charges faster. Yeah, like I said, definitely I understand that. I just think that it comes down to a thing where, like, give me the choice, right? Like with my Vivo, for example, I don't use the 80-watt charging all the time. Like, I only bust out the 80-watt wire charging when it's like, yo, it's about to go down. Like, I'm about to leave in like 45 minutes or 30 minutes. I need juice, right? Like, I only use it in that regard. But like just normal day to day, this goes on either my wireless charging stand or I just plug up my normal 45-watt Spigen charger to it. Like, I'm not charging this thing at 80 watts all the time and just leaving it on the charger. You just honestly don't need to do that, in my opinion. What was I about to say? I think I lost my train of thought there. Samsung has always struggled with standby time. That they have. S22 Ultra isn't bad. S22 Ultra is pretty. I won't say it's as good as, obviously it's not as good as iPhone. It's definitely gotten better. I know some of S22 Ultra standby time is definitely a little bit better, but Z Fold 3, no, standby time is bad. It's just bad. It's bad. Mem said exactly. Even though battery life ain't great, at least you get back up quick. Exactly. I can almost forgive foldables when it comes to battery for what it is. Exactly, T. Like, you're powering a whole almost 8-inch 120 hertz 1440p screen, bro. Like, battery life is not gonna be like stellar or as good as what you're getting on, the iPhone or even the S22 Ultra or the Pixel 6 Pro for that matter. Like, I just feel like people need to understand that and kind of let that portion of foldables go. Like, obviously still always give feedback. We want better battery life, because we do want better battery life, but I'm also saying just be realistic with it as well. You can't expect a Z Fold 3 or a Vivo X Fold to give you iPhone 13 Pro Max battery life. Like, bro, it's just not happening. Just stop. Is it weird, but I can't tell the difference between a Pixel 6 Pro and an S22 Ultra screen brightness? I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference between the screen quality. When I look at the S22 Ultra screen for a long time and then I go back to my Pixel 6 Pro, I notice the difference immediately. I immediately notice the difference. Now, Pixel 6 Pro screen isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but like I watch a lot of anime on my phone too. I can tell the dip. Like anime is very vibrant, bright, punchy, contrasty colors. It's almost like anime was made for Samsung displays. It almost makes the pixel look a little bit washed out. A little bit. It's not bad, but it makes the pixel look a little bit washed out. Same, I'm watching the anime on the same website and everything. So it ain't because I'm looking at it differently. No, I'm looking at it the exact same. Just Samsung displays is Samsung displays. Even though they got caught cheating benchmarks. Like, where you got the best displays? What are y'all doing? I don't know. Another story for another day though. He said, me neither. Crease on fold doesn't. Yeah, it's never bothered me. On all honesty, I'm like that. I expect it, so it doesn't bother as much. And I think that's what it is for me too. Tech level. I'm like I expect it, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, if you fold paper, you get a crease. Foldables are bending. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. Just see, I don't know. See, I guess I'm just preaching to the choir, man. I'm just preaching to the choir at this point. I use that baby boy every morning when I get ready for it. See, yeah, and like Gigi was, I don't remember what stream it was on, but she was saying like she doesn't charge her phones overnight. She literally just gets up, throws it on the 80-watt charger, charge it up, and it's good for the day, right? It's just in that heavy usage. Like I said, I'm going to theme parks, taking pictures and doing stuff like that, man. I'm not expecting a foldable to last through that. Now my slabs, they last through that with maybe, I'll say the iPhone, I'll maybe get home with maybe about 40% or so. It's kind of hard to tell. It's been a minute since for the iPhone. For the S22 Ultra, I would say I get home with maybe about 20%, 25%. Pixel 6 Pro is about 20 to 25 as well. So as long as it can make it through that, because that is the, like, when it comes to stress tests for me, that is the hardest, stress test I'll ever put on the phone, is going to a theme park, because I am constantly snapping pictures with my kids, going on the Disney Plus app, because you're using GPS, and it's like, in order to use the Disney application, like their app for the theme park, you have to have your location on full throttle GPS all the time. If you turn it to only use it while you're using the app, some of the functionality doesn't even work. So you have to allow that permission for all time, period. So it is eating, like literally just eating, devouring your battery life, bro. Devouring your battery life, man. Also, I'd rather one screen than a black bar in between, but the phones with a gap are nice phones. But if I had to choose, I like one. And that makes sense. That in all honesty, Tech Level Mom, is just like in my video I said, that part is just for different strokes for different folks, in all honesty. Because when it comes to using like the Surface Duo 2, I don't think that there's many apps that you should span across both, because I feel like that device works at its best when you're using it as like having a computer with two external monitors, right? You got something going on over here, something going on over there, kind of thing. Stop trying to upsell my wishes. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Yo, y'all killing the comments. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. I don't care if the Fold 3 matches the iPhone. It needs to make it to noon. See, and that's what I'm saying, Scoop. Like, with that heavy usage, man, I'm hearing some horror stories, bro. Some horror stories. Like, people not even making it to the afternoon and stuff. Like, yo, like that. Yeah, we definitely got some work to do on that one. I ain't even gonna lie. Yo, BG Tech Life, what's up, my guy? What up? And Scoop, what's up, my dude? I didn't even say what's up. What's up? With fast charging, Samsung could even put an option either when the charger is connected out of box. Yo, Johan, facts. You could literally set up a Bixby routine that says, from say 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, it trickle charges, right? And then, so then when you charge your phone at any other time, boom, you get super fast charging speeds. Let's go. Sharky, it was off the charger at 6 at 100%. By noon, it would be 20 and 5%. Good God, boy. That hurts, man. That hurts. He said, my man Ike live at Disney World. Yeah, man, I got annual passes, bro. Whole family got annual passes, so we pretty much live out there, dog. Scoop said, not even heavy use. Hot trash all around with optimization. Yo, Scoop is a savage, bro. Let's go. Oh, man. man. Friday through Monday, the Fold isn't making it. No, facts, GG. It's definitely not lasting that long. Like even on airplane mode, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. It's not. It's not. It's not. I gotta definitely say that that's the honest to God truth, man. But anyway, back to it, man. So we talked a little bit about displays in terms of the brightness. Now, I guess we could talk, and this will lead into cameras. So we'll talk, selfie, little under display camera. You can probably see it. Well, now it's kind of flickering because I'm doing it on camera. But talking that under display camera, man, versus the joint on the Vivo. So with this one, in all honesty, man, for me, I'm gonna be honest. I actually prefer, and again, this is just in my usage. I'm gonna explain. I actually prefer the Fold 3 with the under display camera. I know some people have, I don't, I'm not gonna call it a disease or anything like that, but some people have, it's like a condition where the under display camera on the Fold, it kind of does that, like that whole flickering. In their eyes, it does that all the time. So like for them, anytime they look at the Fold 3 screen, they just see that camera hole just flickering, 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 flickering. So for them, 110%, you're gonna go Fold 2 or you're gonna go Vivo. It's not even a discussion at that point, right? Obviously with the Vivo, you got the punch hole. Now, that's not to say that the punch hole annoys me or any of that stuff. It is a little bit bigger than I think even the one on the Fold 2. Like it is a little bit bigger, but in all honesty, it kind of makes me feel like the notch or punch holes on normal slab phones. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of get over it after a while. So like I said, not that big of a deal for me. It's just for my eyes personally. Like for my eyes personally, I can't see the under display camera a lot of the time. Like for me, it depends on what application and it kind of becomes visible a little bit. But for the most part, I can't see the under display camera. Like it's looks unless I'm looking for it. I like sometimes I'll have my phone in like a landscape orientation and I won't know which side has the under display camera. Like sometimes I just don't see it. So for me, it's one of those things where I kind of prefer that. When it comes to taking photos, I don't use the selfie cameras on a foldable at all anyway. I'm using the rear facing cameras, which we'll touch on how that works. T, I'm done with you. Um, we'll get on how that works in a little bit when we talk cameras. But like I said, for me, just using the Fold 3, just normally I have to really be looking for the under display camera. So it's one of those things where if Vivo just straight up didn't have under display camera, I don't know if I would like that because when I'm taking a video call or a duo call, I want to I want the full screen. Like I want the full screen while I'm doing a duo call. I don't want to take a duo call on the front screen. I want to take it on the inside. I know I'm probably weird. Y'all probably gonna judge me and make fun of me. But like I said, I prefer what Samsung got going on with the under display camera. Now I do want them to make this better because when it does stick out like on white backgrounds, it's like, okay, bro, for real, for real, for real, right? But like I said, just for video calls, it's more than fine. Like I didn't call my mom and just been like, hey, do you notice anything off or looking different? She's like, no, like you look regular. It's fine. So I would say for video calls, that's the only time I'm using either of these inner display cameras. I'm not taking photos with these. Don't even take selfie photos with even the selfie cameras on the front screens. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna let that take us into cameras now. Talking about why I don't use the selfie camera. So both of these phones have it where you can actually use the cover display as a viewfinder. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, I gotta do it from this side. No. I do it to the other side. I forgot. I got Expert Raw on here. My bad, y'all. I swear, y'all would think I'm ready with this stuff, right? Camera. So if I go into the camera app, here it is. Here, cover screen preview. There we go. All right. So like y'all can see right there, and y'all can see all up in my crib, but using the rear facing cameras and then using the front display as your preview. And unless you're in a position where you just for some reason can't hold it, to take the selfie that way, you absolutely should be taking selfies doing that. Both of these phones can do it. The Vivo can do it, the Fold can do it. That's how you should be taking photos. Now, when it comes to actually taking photos, I don't think it goes without saying, but I just the Vivo is absolutely smashing the C Fold 3. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I mean, it's definitely a comparison, don't get me wrong, especially on the main cameras. The main cameras is definitely a nice comparison. I will say that. I'm gonna say if I take 10 no, like if I take 10 photos, right? I'm gonna prefer the Vivo shot maybe 7 times out of those 10 to the Samsung. Samsung will have maybe one or two or three, but I'm gonna prefer the Vivo shots more. I just prefer their processing better. Like their processing is just way better, and for me personally. Now again, that could be because again, Samsung's using shoot what 2 3 year hardware for these camera sensors, so the sensors themselves is super small already as it is, right? But then you throw on some of their processing choices that I just don't agree with. You throw in shutter lag, and it's just kind of like, okay, Vivo is killing them in the camera game. But what I will say, because like I said, I didn't know this going in. I didn't know this going in. I thought the camera setup was the same camera setup as what was on either the y'all crazy dude. Dude will be like a one-man army when it comes to Samsung. But I thought the camera setup was the same as either the X70 Pro Plus or the X80. It is not. It is a smaller sensor on the main sensor, and I want to say the other sensors are different as well. So you're not getting the exact same setup as you're getting on like the X70 Pro or like the X70 Pro Plus or like the X80 Pro. Like you're not getting that same camera setup, right? So obviously those cameras are gonna perform better than this, right? It is what it is. I had to obviously make a note of it just because I always talk about Samsung not having the S22 Ultra cameras or the S21 Ultra cameras on here. So I gotta, same energy type of situation, right? It's great cameras. Some of the shots I took with the Vivo look absolutely dope. But again, it's not the exact same camera setup as what you got on the X70 Pro Plus or the X80. With them kind of going all out, with the size, with the cameras, I would love to see them throw on what the X80 Pro got, in this particular camera sensor. But it's not here. It is what it is. Kind of got to know that going in, right? So camera situation, Vivo. Vivo 110%, right? So we covered, let's see, pretty much every one of my points. I'm trying to think if there's anything on the camera that I want to leave out. Video, I got to do more testing on the video. I think I prefer Samsung's video a little bit more than the Vivo X Fold. I think like I said, I need to do more side by side testing though to really know for sure. But I think I like the Samsung video a little bit better, a little bit better. And then, like I said, we're gonna go through some of these comments because y'all are going crazy right now. And then we'll go ahead and get into software, man. So I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to software, it's been kind of or not when it comes to software. So far, it's been kind of a Vivo show. Software it might turn into a Samsung show. And again, it's not gonna be this way for everybody. But again, it all depends on what you use a foldable for, how you use a foldable. I will say that up front. But again, this is in my experience, right? In my experience. Um, for any phone that might be a potential laptop replacement, we need charge separation. No charging or discharging for longer heavy use. Big facts right there, Juan. What's going on, man? I hope everything is good with you too. I didn't even say what's up. Bro, my 6 Pro is now barely getting to bedtime now since dark mode only enables after 8:30 because of summer. I don't know how much of an effect dark mode has on battery life. I've turned all my phones on dark mode, and honestly, I just don't like light mode anymore. So I don't know, but I take my phone off the charger. I'm gonna say like 8:30. I usually take it off the charger about 8:30 in the morning, and I'm not putting my phone back on the charger until like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And it's like, okay, my phone's about to die type of situation. So I don't know. Might just be that our usage is different, man. I'm so done with y'all. Mem said, I wish they would take that interior camera off completely. Like I said, man, for me, it's the video calling while I want it there because I want to take video calls on the inside screen, especially when you're looking at like the fold. Like, I don't want to take video calls with this small ass screen. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. T crazy, boy. Johan said, Mims, I still wouldn't work. I'd have to use the outer display, and it's too. Yep, and that's just what I said. It's too thin for that. Samsung screen sharing feature where you can write with the S Pen on a duo call. That's a good point too. I didn't think about that. I'm not even going that hard looking at Doodle's comments, man. You already know when it comes to Doodle what to expect, yo. I ain't even going that crazy. That's out of my league, Johan. I don't video call. See, Mims, that right there is the problem. You ain't even using too well, so you don't care. You don't care about video calling, bro, unless you're using your iPhone, homie. So you don't care. You don't care. That's funny. I'm so done. Well, I got a way bigger view of you when a FaceTime link is shared on my Fold 3. He kind of got you there, Mims. He kind of got you there. X Fold has the same camera stack as the IQ9 Pro. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not this. It's not the same. Is it the same? It is the same. I was saying coming in. One said camera's the same as the X70 Pro. Oh, X70 Pro, not X70 Pro Plus. Okay, I got you. I got you. So it's a solid step above the Fold, even for not being as nice. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's not that it's a bad camera cluster. I'm not saying because it's not the X70 Pro Plus or the X80, it's a terrible camera. Like, no, 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 no. It's still a beast camera. And like I said, it is absolutely smashing what Samsung's doing. So in that regard, cameras is definitely good. Like I said, I just gotta point it out, man, because going in, I thought it was originally the X70 Pro Plus's camera cluster. So gotta inform everybody of what it is, of what it is. Uh, Wait, my battery life isn't off on my Fold 3. Depends on what I'm doing, but regular use at home on Wi-Fi is pretty good in my opinion. But I know not many have that. Yeah, and I work from home too, Tech Love Moment. And that's why I like when it comes to like my coverage, I never go hard when it comes to battery. Only time you'll really hear me talk about battery is when I start taking devices to theme parks. Because when other than that, I'm at home on Wi-Fi all the time. I work from home. So it's one of those things for me, like how people are, oh, screen on time and I don't get into all of that because I'm at home. I'm literally at home. And if I'm being honest, even when I am out and about, I got a 25-watt charger, fast car charger in my car. And I got Android Auto, so I could either plug in that way if I needed to too. So it's kind of like, it is what it is. My bad, had to cough, y'all. Yeah, see, exactly, Gigi. Wi-Fi battery life is always going to be better than someone who's going out and about. I commute for an hour to work and home, tail them in and out, 5G. See, exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it's like it all depends on, if you're going to be home on Wi-Fi, if you're on 5G. And I know Scoop, he's out and about on 5G for sure over there out in Vegas. So I could definitely see where he's coming from. IQ9 Pro has a GN5 main sensor, which the X Fold has as well. Yeah, I figured it was like one of the better sensors for sure because I know it was a 50 megapixel and then a 48 megapixel on the ultra wide. I just knew it wasn't the ones from the X70 Pro Plus or the X80 Pro. T said, I'm quite sure I'm about to cop this T-Mobile plan and order this Vivo. I'm done thinking about it. Like I said, dude, it's definitely a dope phone, man. I'm going to talk about software here. I'm going to go a little bit over, like I said, just because I do want to talk software. Because I kind of want this to be like the definitive, if you got anything you want to know in comparison in terms of Vivo, Z Fold 3, here it is. If y'all have any questions or anything that y'all want me to cover, post it in the chat as well. I'll go over pretty much everything in all honesty. See, I thought the Vivo was already shipped. Yo, facts. Yes, see, Scoop said the 5G here is solid. See, over by me, man, 5G is like, it is what it is. Like it's prevalent on my 5G phones. Get 5G, no problem. So yeah, it is what it is. But in terms of like actual speed differences, it's like one of those things. It's like, yay, we have 5G, but there's no honest to God difference between that and 4G. So it's like you're just wasting battery life kind of at that point. Like the Mrs. phone, I don't even have her phone on 4G. I mean on 5G. Her phone is on 4G all the time. I disable 5G. She don't need it. But let's go ahead, since we're caught up, we're gonna talk software, right? So there's different aspects of software that I'm gonna cover, right? I'm not gonna just say software is better on one than the other. There's different aspects of software. You got software performance, you got app optimization, you got multitasking, all of that good stuff, man. MPT said, "When are you shipping that Vivo X Fold to let me hold for a few days?" Yo, MPT, you crazy, dog. You crazy. I know you got a Vivo on the way too, homie. Shoot. I know you got a Vivo on the way. I think you got what, the X80 Pro on the way. That's what's up. We might have to do a little swap. You know, we might have to do a Juan TK swap. You know what I'm saying? And then swap back. But anywho, let's go ahead and talk software, man. Let's go ahead and talk software. Um, First, I want to talk software performance. Software performance. And you already know how I am when it comes to Samsung and I talk software performance. I gotta give it that's gonna be easy. It's Vivo all day, every day. Animations is absolutely silk, bro. Like it's, bruh. I can't even like describe like how butter this thing is, dog. Like I wish I could do my top down camera so bad. I'm so mad that this thing is not working, bro, because I just want to put these side by side and just you can tell the difference just swiping around. Like the X Fold is butter. It is butter, dog. It is butter. It is butter. It is butter. Like it's so silky smooth. Like if it feels as good as the Pixel 6 Pro felt when we first got those Android 12L betas and we're like, yo, this is so fluid. This feels great. It reminds me of how I felt about that. It feels so smooth to use, man. Like how you have kind of like those little quick frame drops here and there, stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong. With any type of device, you're going to have those sometimes, but they are so far and few between on the X Fold, man. And y'all know how I feel when it comes to the gosh darn Samsung and their animations. Hopefully with One UI 5, since it's rumored they actually will be taking those serious, but like and the thing is Samsung's isn't terrible, it just doesn't feel as good, man. It just doesn't feel as good as what Vivo's got going on with the Vivo X Fold. Like it's bearable, don't get me wrong, but dog, Vivo is killing it in that regard, man. Like they are killing it in that regard. I love how fluid this device feels. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love how fluid the Vivo X Fold feels. Like I said, Samsung, they definitely got some work to do. They definitely got some work to do. Hopefully with One UI 5, it seems like that's going to be one of their focuses. They kind of really go hard and focus on that, because in my opinion, in terms of like feature set, Samsung doesn't mean to Samsung doesn't need to add a bunch of, a ton of new features or nothing like that. When it comes to features, man, like they already pretty much sit at the top in terms of feature set. Like they got everything. Samsung has pretty much everything under the kitchen sink except for some stuff that matter, like faster wired charging. Words are hard. But anyway, yeah, man, like they got a lot. Like they pretty much got everything under the kitchen sink. But it's just the basics, man. The basics, the basics, the basics. Software fluidity matters. I don't care who you are. And I'm so tired of hearing people say, well, just turn down the animation scale. Like, okay, yeah, you could turn down the animation scale, but it's jarring to me because the animations are like boom, bam, in your face, close, open app. Da, da, da. It's not fluid. It's just fast and jarring. And it's like, I don't like that. I want it to be fluid, man. I want it to be fluid. So like I said, hopefully Samsung works on that, but Vivo is killing them when it comes to software performance. App optimization, I definitely notice, and I guess this is kind of where we get into some of the weird things going on with the Vivo. I definitely kind of notice weird scaling stuff more with the Vivo. Like here, I'll show you guys. So I'm gonna try to do this as best as I can. This is why I wanted to top down, but you know, I gotta check out and see what's going on with OBS with that. I'm sure if I close down, am I dropping frames? Oh no, I'm good. I'm sure if I closed down OBS and reopened it, it would be fine. I just don't want to risk messing up the stream. But like you can kind of see the scaling difference on the Vivo X Fold. Like it's not perfect on the Fold 3, but like scaling stuff like this is just like kind of different. Like you can see the Vivo just looks way more like the blown up phone interface. And I kind of noticed that a lot, or not a lot. I kind of noticed that a lot more on the Vivo than I do on the Fold 3 or whatever. And like I said, it's not deal breaker by any means. It's just something that I noticed and it was kind of weird to me. It's like, are they just missing some DPI stuff in the back end? Like, are they just not, could be obviously taken care of with a software update. But like I said, overall, it was just kind of weird to me. Like the whole scaling thing was just off in certain applications. Um, what was I about to say? My bad. I'm kind of sitting here because I haven't checked if this has a software update in a minute. I don't know why, but I kind of wanted to do that. But anyway, yeah, like I said, just scaling stuff, DPI stuff, just looks kind of weird. Yeah, see, Mims, you get what I'm saying. It's like the app doesn't show it the best, but you know what I mean. Yeah, like the Play Store, it doesn't show it 100% the best, but some of the scaling stuff is just weird. And like I said, I know it's not just me because Tech Tablets, again, another great content creator when it comes to like import devices, even his like, phones that we get here in the States coverage is on point, crazy good content creator. He noticed the same thing with his covers. Like some of the scaling stuff is just off when it comes to Origin OS. And that could be because again, we're using Origin and not Fun Touch because Vivo has two skins. They got Fun Touch, which is more like their global, like what they do on the global side, and then Origin is the Chinese exclusive ROM. So it's like when that could be something with the Chinese portion. I gotta always kind of keep that in mind. This phone isn't intended to be used over here, so that could 110% be that. So yeah, like I said, just something that I definitely wanted to point it out. And then, like I said, lastly, man, this was pretty much the biggest one for me personally, so I had to save it last. Multitasking, 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 multitasking. So the Vivo X Fold can do split screen multitasking. It absolutely can, and like I said, it's not terrible. You can do it. So like, let me pull up Play Store, and then we're gonna do. Uh, what else can I throw up? Maybe we'll throw up YouTubers. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, we'll throw up the YouTubes. Yo, I can't unlock my Fold. All right, perfect. So Vivo X Fold is like that orientation, or you can rotate and you have this orientation, right? But the thing that's kind of weird to me is I'm gonna try to do this as best as I can on. Dang it, it's gonna be kind of hard. I'm gonna have to do it here. No, rotate. All right, bet. So like if I grab the slider, right? So you already know on Samsung devices, if I wanted to go say here, I could totally do that. The Vivo handles split screen multitasking closer to like how the iPad handles split screen multitasking, where it's like you have kind of predefined window sizes and that's it. Because even if I rotate it, here, let me go back here. Even if I rotate it, and I'm trying to palm this with one hand, but like even if I rotate it, right? See, like if I wanted to go YouTube and maybe have a smaller Play Store, that would make perfect sense. It snaps right back to the middle. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I definitely noticed that it's more like the iPad in a sense of multitasking and less like how Samsung devices handle multitasking. Because see, with Samsung's multitasking, let's say I wanted to do, and I had this kind of, that's probably a bad example. So let me not show that with Diablo. Let's do this in Twitter, YouTube and Twitter, right? So I got YouTube and I got Phoenix. So if I take the slider and you can see I'm moving that back and forth, it's kind of like no predefined window size. You didn't do whatever you want. Then I'll even come here and I'll rotate it because obviously that didn't make too much sense as an example. Like even if I want to come here and say have a smaller Twitter, boom, bigger YouTube. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where when it comes to multitasking, I definitely got to give it to Samsung. I feel like Samsung is definitely leading in that regard. And then with the Vivo, I even noticed that, let me put this back into this orientation. And I tweeted this out the other night as well. But like with the Vivo, what I personally like to do, and yo, shout out to Easy Man. He's doing the tech fight or the tech fight. He's doing a podcast live with Tech King Mike. Yo, shout out to him. I'll go ahead and drop this one and we can kind of demonstrate off of that. So like right now, I have YouTube pulled up and I got Diablo Immortal literally on the bottom. You see what I'm saying? So you have that and then that landscape. And that's the point that I was trying to get to when I was talking about multitasking on the Vivo, because you can't do apps top and bottom. It's not about just being able to run, a bunch of applications, because even, floating windows and even split screen multitasking isn't as robust as it is on the Fold, because on the Vivo, only certain applications, predefined applications can be used in split screen. Whereas on the Fold, any application can be forced. Also, floating windows is the same story. Only certain applications can be used in a floating app. On the Vivo, on the Samsung, any application, I can force it and use it in a floating window, in like a little floating window or whatever. So, like I said, little stuff like that when it comes to Vivo. And for me personally, how I use a foldable, if I have this big of a canvas, I want to do a ton of multitasking. I'm not just doing, one blown up application all that often. I'm using a lot of this space to multitask, do multiple things at the same time. Even if it's just a situation where, like, say for example, I want to have let's say YouTube and Twitter, and then like I get a message from, well, I don't want to pull up my team's messages for work, but like let's just say, okay, Spotify, I want to change the song. I could literally throw up a little floating window, and then when I don't need it, boom, turn it into the little bubble. Oh, let me move so I can see that without the crease. You can see like the little bubble, and I can take the bubble and just move that off to the side. I can do that with any application. So it just feels like I'm not as limited. I can do more of what I want when it comes to productivity, right? And that's not even talking about decks or anything like that. I'm just talking about it from the phone aspect. But it's like if I'm using a screen this big, I want to multitask to my heart's content, right? And I can even take it a step further on the Fold and say, for example, let me close that out. I can even take the Fold and I can even run 3 applications. And obviously a lot of people might say, well, this doesn't make sense because, who wants to run Twitter and, Reddit at the same time? Well, normally I don't have Reddit there. I have Microsoft Teams for work. So I can literally be watching a YouTube video. I got Microsoft Teams in the bottom left so I can keep track of my team, make sure they're doing what they need to be doing. Oh yeah, we're going past the 1 hour mark on this one, Umar. Make sure they're doing what they need to be doing. And I have Twitter so I could scroll Twitter and catch up with what's going on with the homies. You see what I'm saying? So it's like just having the option to be able to do all of that is just so much more powerful in my opinion. Whereas with the Vivo, it's like I said, I can only do it with certain applications, and that for me, it's not a deal breaker, but it's a ball buster because that's the only way I can think to put it. Like it's not a deal breaker because that wouldn't have stopped me from buying this phone. I knew that going in. The homie over at what is it? Ben Sim. He does Ben's gadget reviews. He does a lot of the import devices as well. I talked to him extensively about this device, and he told me that because that's one of his things with this device too. And he's like, bro, like, why can't I do that, Vivo? Give me all applications. Don't be like Apple and only give me predefined applications. Give me all the applications. I want a floating window and split screen multitask everything, right? Because it's going to be that one time where there's an app that I don't use all that often, but I want to do a floating window real quick and I can't on the Vivo. I got to open up that app all by itself, big 8-inch screen for just one application. It's like, no, I'm just going to go grab a slab at that point because all it is going to be a blown up phone interface because chances are that application isn't optimized for a foldable screen anyway. So it's one of those things where it's just like, I find myself ending up using just the front cover because it's like, okay, a lot of the apps aren't optimized for me to actually multitask on the big inside display, right? Now, like I said, that is going to be 110% a me thing. Not everybody uses their foldables like that, right? Some people only use one app at a time on their foldables, but just me personally, I can't do that, right? Yo, exactly, Savage. He said, I remember doing this in 2016, running Lyft and Uber and split screen on Android. Funny story about that. One of the somebody, not one of the somebody that I follow on Twitter. That's literally how they do Uber. They literally have their fold in this orientation, and they have their Uber driver app on one side, and they'll have like Spotify or Maps or something else on the other side. You see what I'm saying? So it's like having that level of flexibility when it comes to multitasking just makes a device feel more productive, right? So in that sense, when it comes to productivity, while yes, I do feel like the Vivo is good. The Vivo has the bigger, front screen. It has the bigger inside screen. It got all the hardware and stuff like that. It's missing a lot on the software side. And for a device like this, I feel like the software is just as maybe more important than the hardware a little bit, right? And the reason I say that is just because if it's not optimized to be able to do more to take advantage, well then you're just using blown up phone applications at that point, right? And it's like we already have that problem on, other foldables and in Android as a whole, but at least Samsung is throwing in some of that extra stuff on the lab side to be able to let you do more and force these applications to work right. And it works great. That's why like a lot of people always try to talk about like, aspect ratio issues and stuff like that. I'm like, do you multitask on your phone? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, then I'm not gonna lie. Having a screen this big is kind of lost on you, right? It's like, unless maybe you got bad eyesight or something like that and you just need stuff blown up on a bigger screen. Like and I'll never forget it. It was the Fold 2, and it was the first foldable phone that my dad had ever seen. And I handed it to him. He opened it up, I unlocked it and everything, and I opened up YouTube on it, right? I opened up YouTube, and the first thing he said to me was, this is great, having YouTube on this bigger display, but can I maybe do YouTube and look at email at the same time? Because if I have a bigger display, I would want to do more. And it's like for him, and when I say he is the utmost of non-techie, like I could literally give him a blue phone and he probably would be okay. And for him to ask me something like that, just because he notices, yo, this is a significantly bigger screen, I want to do more with this. For him to notice that, like, if you're somebody that's heavy with productivity, heavy with multitasking, the Fold is still the better option in my opinion. It is. It's still the better option. If you're, like I said, somebody who's more on the hardware, you don't really multitask, which like I said, some people don't multitask on their foldables. I'm not gonna call y'all crazy and I'm not gonna judge y'all because everybody use their stuff differently, and that's a-okay. That is a-okay. But Vivo, because they can literally do all of this with software updates. In anything that I feel like the Fold is better than the Vivo at, Vivo can change and fix and improve with software. There's literally, I'm gonna say, I'm trying to look at both to make sure before I say this, but in all honesty, there is no aspect from a hardware standpoint where I prefer the Z Fold 3 to the Vivo X Fold. From a hardware standpoint, in every way, shape, or form, I prefer the Vivo X Fold. But when we get into software, that's where I have to be like, I don't know if I prefer the Vivo over the Fold because of how I use my foldables. It's like, if you're gonna give me a big 8-inch screen, let me do more with it. It's the same problem we got with the 6.7-inch iPhones. You got a big 6.7-inch display and you can't do nothing with it except run apps bigger than the normal Pro size. Like, that's such a waste of space. You're gonna give me these big, beautiful displays. Let me do more with it. Let me do more with it. That's all I'm asking, man. Let me do more with it. I probably should have covered notifications before that because I got real passionate into that, right? Notifications is another thing where, you saw Tech Level Mama, smash that like button, man, giving y'all these great little nuggets of information. But like I was saying though, with notifications is another thing where it's like, or not another thing. Notifications is another thing that I see a lot of people concerned about when it comes to imports. I don't have issues with notifications. The one issue I would say I have is that third-party notifications don't display on Vivo's always on display. And I don't know if that is a Origin. Well, I know for a fact it's a Origin OS thing. I just don't know if FunTouch, which is their global version of their ROM, also does that. But like when I go to the always on display notification section, it only gives me the option for messages and phone calls, nothing else. And that for me completely like that completely takes away the reason I want to always on display. I want to be able to look at my screen and be like, "Oh, I got a Discord notification. I got a text message. I got a this, I got a that." But in terms of just notifications coming in normally, shout out to the homie Gigi. Go watch her video. Gregos TV has another dope video on notifications for import phones. Go watch those two videos. Follow all the steps. Yes, I will admit it is super tedious and it's something you shouldn't have to do, but that's the name of the game when you're playing with devices that are not made, and optimized from that standpoint for this market. You're kind of gonna have to deal with that. But again, man, like I said, all my notifications come in. If I'm on the lock screen or I'm in the phone, my notifications come in sometimes faster than they do on my other smartphones. It actually comes in faster, which is kind of surprising because everybody is so concerned with notifications, right? But like I said, always on display, you're not gonna see, your notifications. Now, the way that I've gotten around that is I have the screen light up when I get when I get a notification. So like if I get a Discord message, my screen will light up and then it'll go back to the always on display. So I've kind of gotten in the habit of just double tapping and checking from the lock screen what notifications I have. So like I said, I don't know if that's just on the Origin OS side or if FunTouch also has that. Just I'm somebody who on whatever phone I use, I don't care if I wear a smartwatch, I'm using always on display. I like the always on display feature. I don't wear my smartwatch to sleep. I put it on the charger every single night. Even the TicWatch Pro 3, which has the even the TicWatch Pro 3, which has the whatchamacallit, the uh the 3-day battery life. I still run that joint on the charger every night, right? So, like I said, guys, just some points that I wanted to talk about with those two devices because even though a lot of people are going to be like, oh, the Vivo just smashes the Fold, I think if you're looking at it from a software perspective, which when it comes to a foldable, software is, in my opinion, in a lot of ways, more important than the hardware story. The software is so important on a device like a foldable because you gotta optimize everything, right? So, like I said, just wanted to give those tidbits, man. I hope that helped. Anybody who's maybe looking at these two devices or looking to purchase one, whatever the case may be. I know we did go over or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I had quite a few bullet points, and I wanted to make sure that we did cover pretty much everything because like I said, man, I told you guys I wasn't going to be really doing a and I'm going to kind of say this and we're going to get out of here because we're all going over easy stream. But yeah, like I said, anybody that had any type of questions, whatever the situation may be, man, of really wanting to know what these two devices are like from someone who is not biased. I have no stock in Samsung. I'm not somebody who always goes against Samsung. I'm not somebody who always goes against Vivo. I'm right in the middle, dude. My main device is a Pixel 6 Pro. So I have no stock really between either device, right? So for me personally, man, like I said, I just wanted to give the facts, tell you guys exactly how I feel, exactly where I'm at with these two devices. And that doesn't mean that the coverage stops on the Vivo. It has slowed down because your boy got sick, stuff like that. But the coverage is not done on the Vivo, man. I am working on something in the lab for that. So we're going to go ahead and get through a few of these last comments. And then we're going to go ahead and switch gears right on over and head over to Eric's stream, yo. One said it's kind of incredible how much work Samsung and Microsoft have had to do to break and then fix Android to make better use of exactly one. Like they're really pushing the bar in terms of what Android was designed to do, and we gotta accept that. Gotta accept that. He said, yes, I agree that may be Dex forcing any app into floating content. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I said, I don't know if it's a Dex thing or whatever, but Vivo, y'all need to give us all applications. Don't just give me a certain few because maybe I don't want to use the Vivo apps. I want to use whatever apps I want to use. Tech Level Mama say, yes, I love my floating windows and want to use it with whatever app when I need. Exactly. Said, Samsung is working on their 4th gen versus Vivo first. So I think they will. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, anything that I talk about that I'm not in love with or don't like about this device, Vivo can fix with software, bro. Samsung can't update the hardware on this. Vivo can fix all of those things in software. And I'm telling you, if Vivo does that, bro, it's not even going to be a competition. At least versus the Fold 3, it's not even going to be a competition anymore. But Vivo has to figure out the software side. That's literally it, man. That's literally it. Um, Johan said, this was a great stream with great points. Yeah, man. And that's it, dude. I literally just try to make sure I give all the information and all of that, man. Like, in all honesty. Like I said, I just want to make sure that the information is there for whoever may need it. So if y'all know anybody that's, interested in the Vivo X Fold and they want to see kind of how it compares. I know I didn't have my overhead cam. That's what I really wanted, was the overhead, so I could show more. But I think I was able to get a lot of the points across in terms of what I was trying to say. So it is what it is. Johan said there's 21 people in here. I want to see 21 likes. God damn it. Yo, hit that like button, man. But we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, guys. We're going to go all over and raid the homie Eric Easy E, raid his podcast live stream. So we're going to all head over there, man. Don't forget, later on tonight, we got Juan and TK Bay with Best of Our Week. Tomorrow, LaShawn, the homie, holla at your boy with open mic, ignorant hours. Definitely make sure you check out their stream as well. But for right now, we're going to all head over to Easy's. I will catch you all next week. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.